Good day Kapramdi, how are you? I hope you are all in good. Now let's go back to Bienalsur and I will show you other famous artists and their masterpieces. But before we discuss, watch this intro first. In our previous vlog we discussed some of the artists featured in the Bienalsur exhibition. And now we will discuss some more famous artists in different parts of the world. First of all, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are updated on my new videos. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share this video as well. Bifurcation 201 to Rafael Lozano Hemer of Mexico Shadow Light Room 201 Lina Gatsaz of Saudi Arabia. This artistic intervention is an attempt to reveal part of the meaning and the metaphor to our primary cognation of visual information, traveling the path from light to ideas. Gaza defines her project Shadow or Light Room. By means of artistic interpretation, the work seeks to reveal the metaphorical meaning of the connection between quantum mechanics and the Quranic, notes the artist.
Hi. Hello. Can you talk to me? Hi.
She is talking right now with you.
Where is?
Science fiction has recurrently imagined the replacement of the human with the machine. Artificial intelligence renders those fantasies real while at the same time it arouses concern and begs the question of whether human creations will eventually replace us. Ursula's work aims to give form ironically, parodically to what we imagine with feeling of horror. A glass structure contains several small screens. Each of them reproduces the functionality of a part of a face to be arranged as a whole. Two eyes, a mouth, their environments, and their expressions attempt to restore some semblance of humanity. Our slur alludes to the memory of robotics and images of a kind of electronic scarecrow. Enes Lelever Francia Sandstone 100 of discarded printed pages become a tangible volume, a walkable place, a place to explore and inhabit. This how Enes Lelever's orthographies emerge from the imagination and take shape and occupy the space through an unusual material for constructing physical spaces. Did paper, texts and images converge to reflect on another dimension of echoes. Particularly in this case that happens between the imaginary and the concrete. The hypothesis thus installed is that if texts are capable of evoking diverse places in our minds, why not give them physical existence from the materials that usually sustain those writings in analog times? In this way, the spectator confronted with an unexpected space to explore and decipher from the memory of other spaces, other readings, off at transit. Another natural, physical and informative memory is presented in the work of Joel Andriano Manarizo. A myriad of artificial flowers of different origins, replicas of tulips, tropical flowers, agapanthus intertwined create a powerful volume suspended in space to modify it with their presence. It arouses estrangement and at the same time a peculiar energy to be interpreted. Cecilbert Francheoff Screen Circles, 2021. Cecil Bart is one of France's most prominent contemporary abstract painters. After studying at the École Nationale Supérieure d'Art in her hometown and finding inspiration in minimalist experimentation and modern abstraction, she started creating her first screen paintings. The originality of her approach resides in her use of translucent terraline screens, which she coats with paint that she wipes away several times until it reaches the required density. When juxtaposed, these monochromatic squares can be arranged in a wide variety of chromatic combinations. They can be laid out on the floor, applied to the wall, or framed and suspended in the center of a room, perpendicularly to the walls or along the windows. Lighting and the viewer's mobility are essential components of her works, which rely on the interplay of optical effects and chance. The colorful luminosity presented by the delicate work of Cecil Bart, whose colored threads hanging from high frames so the atmosphere of the exhibit in halls, giving them a dreamlike dimension that will allow the public to be carried away. The internet has created a new information reality. From the habit somewhat socially prevalent of a control situation in which the news could be read every day in the morning or evening newspaper, to the continuous and interrupted flow of information and news that the internet has created, not much more than a century and a half has elapsed. The ways in which information reaches and conditions is part of Daniel Kahneger's proposal in Theories of Generative Worlds, with which he produces, through sophisticated technological and in visual texture, soft-moving images that present different flows of content to which we are daily exposed. Among the selected works, Ripple attempts to grasp new informational and reality. The palette of colors that flow in the projection is from CNN videos. Landscape painting, 2019 by Sujin Lim from South Korea. No landscape is neutral. Every landscape has multiple layers of history, interpretation, and importance. This claim can be applied to different works in this exhibition, from Muhammad Shonos to Hugo Avedas or Angelica Markels. However, their viewpoint and approach bring these two videos into a direct dialogue, considering the convergence of points of view and perspective of the visual project produced by two artists who dwell in different cultural spaces, Tanja Demon and Sujin Lim. Both address environment change by looking at the marine horizon, revealing to the spectator multiple aspects of their respective history. Demon's video horizon embodies a contemplative attitude towards sea, thereby alerting to the contemporary ecological crisis. Both artists share a common motif, the desire to incorporate environmental awareness into realm of art. Through the observation process proposed in the exhibition, Buri Juve's photographs also contribute an element of surprise by presenting images in which human construction blends with the natural one, and vice versa. Thus, the urban landscape is captured in singular moments that allow us to question the ways in which we usually look at and perceive our surroundings. The center point between still and moving images is a part of the ways in which we experience the representation off-world. In the words of Mathilde Marin, the Lovin image is linked to reality, records its traces in an almost tangible way that is close to us. That is why her videos propose to immerse the public in an audio-visual situation that prompts them to reflect on their own place through landscape. Marin wonders why landscape? Because landscape becomes a way of thinking and seeing images on a scale that exceeds the individual. Whether by opening up to the wonder of natural processes, to the encounters of human and non-human life, or to the journeys of a community, its relationship with the land and its revelations.
What do you mean by that?
In the fold. Does that mean the human can cover himself? Can hide the emotions, sad emotion, happiness, like that. The concept here, you can cover everything. That's what I mean.
In the fold of Filwa Nazar from Saudi Arabia, in the fold is an interactive textile installation that examined mimicry from a sociology point of view, as Filwa Nazar defines her work. Her starting point is Roger Kalwa research on mimicry and insects as a defense strategy, which she applies to society. She creates a textile device that clearly looks like a kind of tunic and, due to the way it is suspended in space, the spectator is invited to interact with it. Nazar seeks to explore the behavior of people in society, to rethink the importance of assimilation and imitation, and their effects on individuality. With this interactive work, she purposes a revision of the human condition.